Of you who are watching this on Memorial Day, happy Memorial Day to you. A couple of tips of the day. To start with, a lot of people have asked me about my nails, and I just want to make sure that we get up that the polish that I use is Sally Hansen Diamond. This is what it looks like. It's in a silver bottle, and it just really does a wonderful job. I put after my nails are clean, I put on 2 layers immediately, and then I put on a layer a week, and I literally take my nail polish off about once a month. No chips, no problems, strong nails, works great. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 for the day is, when I crack a nail, and I cracked, for example, this nail right here, I cracked it here about a month ago. I use super glue. Now you've got 2 choices. You can go to the makeup section and to the nails section and buy the glue that they have there, which will cost you about $3, depending where you buy it. Or you can go to the hardware section and get 4 of these little things, which are super glue, for $1. So, I don't know about you. By the way, I'm not saying use this to stick nails on, I'm saying use this to mend a crack. And all you do is open up the crack a little bit, put some super glue on, wiggle the crack until it's in the right place, smooth it out. Do not hold your finger there because it'll be stuck for life. Smooth it out. I actually can do it without using a stick or anything, but you could use something. I'm pretty good at it, so I don't stick myself to it for life. So do be careful when you're using this. For those of you who don't know, super glue, you can actually end up gluing yourself to the thing if you leave it more than a split second. Don't do that. Be very, very careful. Anyway, but it really is great for mending a break in a nail that is, if I've got a break that is less than half, I will fix it with super glue, and it withstands washing up, heating it, showers, everything. And as I said, I did this about a month ago, and it's great. It'll hold it long enough until it's time to cut this nail. So, just a thought, if you like to save money. Today's makeup, I saw when I was shopping yesterday, Hard Candy. I saw this palette and I just loved it. You know, I have green eyes, so to me this was like, wow, that's a really great palette. Let me open it up so you can see the colors better. Really great colors. So what I've done is I have done, oh, I didn't even notice that it's got a mirror here. Huh, isn't that just too cute? So I did one eye when I was getting dressed this morning, and I'm going to do the other eye now for those of you who, I know a lot of you like to see my very strange way of putting on makeup. So I'm going to do that again, if I can remember which order I did it in. Okay, here we go. So I have now got some real makeup brushes, as opposed to my fat one that you all know about. So I'm going to start off, as you know, I actually have some water here, and I always put my eye makeup on with wet. I find it stays on better for me, and I love it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I took this color, I believe. That's what I do. When I get dressed, I go like this in the mirror so I can see, and I seem to remember thinking this one looked best. So let's hope that that's true. We'll be able to tell in a minute. Can you imagine if I got it completely the wrong way? I've just realised I didn't bring my makeup mirror, so I'm hoping that you guys can see this. Okay, I'm going to put this up here. Oops, maybe that'll be easier. Yeah, that looks like it's the same colour. Okay, then I'm going to rinse out my brush. And that way my brush stays clean. Then I'm going to take my crease brush, or the one that I think is a crease brush, and the colour I'm going to use is this one. I really liked this one, so I'll put some of that on there, and then I'm going to put that from about halfway along my eye. I've never done this one-handed before. And then I should definitely not do it one-handed again. It's interesting. I go all the way to the corner and then back some. Now at the moment that looks absolutely terrible. Ah, I know what I didn't do. See what happens when you don't do your makeup the usual way. I didn't start off by putting some colour on the main lid. And I'm using my BH palette. Wait a second. I'm using my BH palette, and I'm using this colour here for my upper area. So okay, that's looking good. We can handle that. Now, you will see this looks like an absolute dog's breakfast, and that's fine for those of you who know me well enough, which a lot of you do, because it's all in what you do next. So I'm not worried about that. I'm going to take this beautiful brush that I've got here, and I'm going to blend it. Now, I know this is not the brush that you're probably going to tell me I should use to do this. But it is the brush that I use. So, that's about it. I'm just going to make sure they've both got about the same amount on them. So next, I am going to just put a little bit of this colour underneath, and for that I've got this brush, and the colour I'm going to use, if I remember rightly, is this one here, and I'm going to put it as an eyeliner, and then also just underneath as well. So there we go, quick eyeliner, and we're also going to put it just underneath. Now I'm going to come, just going to take a second because I realize I haven't got my wipe and I need that. So when I finish putting on the base amount of makeup and blending it, then what I do, and some of you have seen me do this before, I just take a Pampers wipe, baby wipe, and I do two things. Number one, I come from the bottom, but obviously not too close. I don't want to take off the shading that I've got there. And then it also come across the top of the brow line and down. Okay, so you're getting a nice angle here and here. And then you don't end up with your makeup all over your face. Works really well for me. The lipstick that I'm wearing, in case anybody wants to know, is the NYX matte, and it is called Indie Flik, number MLS05. I thought that would go really well with this. I'll put a bit more on just so you can see the colour of it. It's a beautiful colour. And I do have the MoodMatcher green underneath it, which is the darker colour that you see on the edges here. I like to put that on first because it stops my lipsticks from bleeding, which is great. Alright, oh, and I do have that with me. So for those of you who've never seen it, that's the colour it is when you take it up. And this darker colour, if any of you haven't seen it, you're going to see it change colour in a minute. It changes colour depending on your own natural pH. So as you can see, this comes to quite an interesting colour on my skin, and I just love to use them as bases because one is they're really creamy, they're balmy, but they give a great colour as a base, and then I can put real lipstick on. Alright, so that's, oh, what haven't I done? I haven't done any mascara. And today I'm using the Maybelinne Rocket. This is one of my favourites. It used to be my all-time favourite. I would use it all the time until I found that telescopic one that Judy suggested I try. There we go. I need a bit of that. I always think that my neighbours must be quite surprised at why I always put on such makeup for a Sunday. But I do. So that's it now then. To give you some idea of how good this is, you're going to see me take it off, and you're probably going to see it just stay stained for quite a while. Actually, I think I've got it off soon enough that it's not going to do it. Yay, that's good. Yeah, you can still see a bit of it, because the stain actually stays there all day. It's great. Love it. Alright everybody, hope you've enjoyed this colour palette. Oh, and the colour palette is for green eyes, this one obviously, and that's what it's called, Green with Envy. I don't know if you can see that, Green with Envy, by Hard Candy. And for those who might be interested, I also got, and I'll do a, oh, why doesn't that want to open? Ooh, took quite a bit of effort, as you can probably see. Look at the other colour I got. This is called Smoke Out. And I just thought those colours were beautiful as well. So, as I wear quite a lot of grey, I just thought that was a beautiful palette. Really reasonable. I think they were about $5 give or take each in Canadian money. So, and there were other palettes, but those are the two that I really like the look of. And I actually did think to myself, wow, I wonder how many of my viewers have tried these. And I was asking about it on the broadcast last night, and quite a few of them had tried them. The thing I always look for is how much, when I clean my brushes, how much does the pigment stay on the brushes. These stay on quite a bit, which means that you're losing quite a bit. And so they're not as high quality. The pigment it doesn't stay on the brushes as well. And that's what I found is the difference on some of these makeups, is they may be cheaper, but it appears that the pigments are slightly different. However, love the color, and it's now midday, so I'll do a broadcast tonight without doing anything to it, so we can see just how well it stayed. All right, this is Dear Mama Sal saying thank you for being here. Hope you have a wonderful Memorial Day. Bye bye for now.